As promised, we have a guest today that has been on a couple of times, and usually we have a hard time getting him to speak up because he's a little shy, verbally speaking. So Steve Burton from Waterproof Solutions, welcome back to the Girard Realty Show.
Thank you, brother.
It is a pleasure to have you, and how are things in the waterproofing business? It's not a terribly wet spring yet, but
I got to tell you, my good 700 and something calls during that last hard rain.
No kidding.
Careful what you wish for.
That's incredible, but that's good, and I think what that shows is that people know who to call because there are so many people out there in the waterproofing and the crack repair. You know, there's and I don't know everybody out there, but what I do know is that they don't all know exactly what they're doing. Yeah,
they mean well. A lot of them have good hearts, but their intentions are not getting them there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just like 9 out of 10 realtors. They have good hearts and licenses, but it doesn't make them good realtors.
Amen.
You know, they're just out there, doing whatever it is they do, but it ain't real estate. And then crack repair, foundation repair, it's a huge deal. It's a very important piece. And, I'm sure that you occasionally see work done by other people, other vendors, competitors of yours.
Right.
And the problem in what you do is you can't really see it, right? So, someone can come in and they're going to make a repair. They're going to do some peering work. They're going to fix a crack, whatever. You don't know for maybe a year. I mean, it could be a whole cycle of seasons before you know what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah, there's symptoms. There's symptoms of everything, but the reality of it is that, you don't know if something's failed or not, usually for 6 to 8, 9 months.
Right.
And then the person that did the work starting to act like, well, you got something else going on, and it's an easy diversion. But the reality of it is you can usually get to the bottom of it based on the symptoms that are starting to show back up.
Well, and what we do here at the Girard Realty Show and the Girard Realty Group, a lot of what we do is bringing together, and it's actually, as you know, and our regular listeners know, it's the purpose of the Girard Realty Show is bringing together expert contributors, people who we know from experience are at the top of their game. And so, we love having you on the show because you tend to have a little assertive in your voicing. But we've been talking a little bit about just new technology, and people don't think about technology when you're talking about concrete. But there are some things coming up. There are some things, I guess, applying some of the concepts and the work that we see in commercial and really applying that in the residential market. So what do you do in that area?
That's where it's at. Is the commercial? My commercial division is in 3 phases. We have fluid applied roofing.
Applied roofing.
Right. We have concrete restoration, where I work at different concrete cement plants, buildings, parking garages, and we restore concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an MSD division to where we go in and we attack situations where we have manholes that are collapsing. I do a lot of things in the sewer business now, and that's a big part of things.
So we're going to have to define that because our listeners are like, what is fluid applied roofing?
Fluid applied roofing is a roof that's put on basically in it's like a paint or a membrane that is put on, and it has reinforcement in it, and it doesn't come off. It's green. It's generally a white or any color you want it to be, and it reflects, and it doesn't get taken off after 10 or 15 years.
Are you telling me that Waterproof Solutions is now going to be in the roofing business?
It's not. Fluid applied roofing is not the roofing business. We will do catwalks, patios, work at the zoo, work at Caterpillar. There's lots of places where fluid applied roofing is used. Hospitals, we've done a lot of stuff at hospitals. We've done a lot of churches. I've done a lot of things in the Central West End where you've got these 4-family flats, and they got all the AC units sitting on the top of them, and they have a tendency to just put holes in the roof and ponding water.
Right.
We also have a product that's Pond Busters, which is a solar-powered roof that moves the water, the pump, from the bad spot in the roof to the scuppers. So the commercial division has really, it has engineers and architects pushing them. So who does the residential people have unless we bring it to them?
I mean, you need to be tapped into the commercial world.
Right.
Because those people are always looking for them, it's really more of a maintenance and cost issue, right? You own commercial buildings. There's a lot of cost to keeping those things up, and they have to be aware of that at all times and find solutions that are going to last because they don't want to have property that's not paying the bills, and if they're not occupiable, they're not going to be paying the rent.
Well, they have to be restored. They become dangerous. Mold comes into play. You have staircases that rebar starts to pop out, and the stairs are no good anymore. I mean, there are many safety factors that come into play with what we do.
So how do we apply some of that to the residential? How do people know in the residential market? how do they find out what you can do that is other than just, filling a crack?
Well, the website the commercial website's been developed a lot more than my residential website.
Okay.
But you'll start to see a lot more of that, and on your show as well as the other things that I do. I speak at ASHE, I speak at the Southside Investment Club, I speak at many chambers. So I'm able to get it out grassroots. I've built a multi-million-dollar business grassroots.
Right.
And what's important, what we're coming, is that we're going to start having workshops where people that are interested in learning more about carbon fiber, the application of fluid-applied roofing or decking, concrete restoration. We have products that can seek water out under the ground. You flood it, it will actually seek out the water and find its way into a manhole. It's amazing. So you have to know how to use it, and the technology's there, but it's about applying it properly.
And again, bringing that back to the to the residential owner, the residential user, what are the warning signs that they will see in their own house that will tell them that they need to call Waterproofs? And the website, too. You mentioned that you're putting lettuce on the website. So
right.
Give me that again real quick in case somebody's writing
Waterproof-solutions.com. That'll get you there.
Waterproof dash. Not underscore, but
no,
dash.
It's a dash. There's a company in Springfield that's got the same. They don't do the same thing, so we had to hitch it up a little differently.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
And so again, let's get back to that question, because obviously what we're trying to do is provide a service to our public, and right. So what are the signs that someone is going to see in their home that's going to say, "Hey, I need to call Steve Burton at Waterproof Solutions," or go to waterproof-solutions.com?
Well, the obvious is the basement, but if the basement's finished, you're not going to see what's going on down there. So what you've got to watch for are doors that are not working properly, concrete that's tilting towards the house,
so a door that's
are not
sticking
extending.
when it didn't stick last year, and now it is.
New wall cracks that show up and go away. We have a lot of plastic soil in the St. Louis area, which doesn't like water.
Right.
So when it finally shrinks, everything ratchets away from the foundation. Well, now debris, different things can all be blown into it, and a block foundation, especially once that soil springs back up and expands, you'll get a horizontal break in a foundation. Well, just immediately. Or
it could be, and we see it, and Alfonso, you can back me up on this. I mean,
we were just on one, Alfonso. Same thing. Horizontal cracks.
Front wall. Yeah. So vertical cracks, it's almost expected. Horizontal, you got to have some attention to it.
Uh-oh.
And we also see, just simple telltale signs like taping. A lot of people think, it's just loose taping, but there might be a reason, and you need to call.
Well, Damien, it's also like another house that we looked at. It had the foundation looked like it was broken, but it's not.
Right.
It was roof trusses and framing work. So you have to not be quick to jump to conclusions.
So as usual, we didn't get very deep into some of these new technology, and we never do, because whenever we start going on and talking about it, there's just too many pieces, and it's hard unless you're on the ground. But the key for our listeners is if they have a suspicion that there might be something going on in the foundation, it's waterproof-solutions.com. Or what number, Steve, if they want to just call you and have you come out for a look? What's the best phone number?
The office is 636-343-4DRY, which is 4379, or call me on my cell, 636-236-9933.
Well, Steve, that is awesome. We appreciate you coming in today.
You.
And as we'd like to have you back, because, it's kind of hard for us to keep that thing going and get those words to come out of your mouth.
I know. I'm shy.
It's
I'm
tough to do that, so we need a lot more practice at it.